It's time to finish Pokemon Red. Well, kind of. First we have to give Unknown a shout out. Not only because they're here, but also because that's not how you do a shout out. Because they've redeemed first. Beaten Castaway yet again. And anybody else that would possibly get first. So, as a quick reminder for this one, although I did quickly joke about it before we started the recording. Since we're at the Elite Four, and I have, as you can see, every Pokemon except for, well, I've obtained every Pokemon except for the last one, which can only be obtained in Cerulean Cave. We're taking suggestions on who to run for this party. You will be criticized on your builds. I'll say that much. If they think they're boring, if I think they're bland, I will point out that I think they're boring and bland, but we'll still run with them anyway. So, as a quick heads up as to how this is going to work, let's go to a random box. Let's go to, oh, I'm already in box 12. Let's go to box 11. Have a look at box 11. So, we have a Kingashkan, and then we have, say, Randy Savage, which is a Machop. We have a Buzz, Beedrill. Every single Pokemon is level 57. The Mew, the Kingler, the Electrode. If you can think of a Pokemon, I already have it at its max evolution and at level 57. If you happen to name a Pokemon that is a lower evolution, for example, if someone goes, I want to see Charmander, unfortunately I'll have to turn that into a Charizard because I only have a Charizard, I don't have a Charmander. I would have to sit here and spend so much time, more than I already have, to have actually every single Pokemon. So the higher evolutions are what we have. We have a Golem, and then we have Zapdos, and then that's spread across all the different boxes. I'm pretty sure I remember which Pokemon is which on the nickname. Even if I don't, we could just say, for example, look at the stats and double check it is the right Pokemon. Big Bull, for example, I'm pretty sure it's Tauros. There it is. I've also put a little bit of thought into their moves as they've leveled up. Turtle Power, for example, being our Blastoise. No points for guessing what Bulbasaur is. But yes, we're open for suggestions. There aren't really any glitches I can really show off while we wait. Except for the fact that the way I've managed to obtain all of the Pokemon, we'll just quickly go down the list here, is through I have just been exploiting the Trainer Fly glitch in a Ditto to get a hold of every Pokemon that I didn't have before. Unknown says Charizard Alakazam. Wow! Why am I not surprised? You've been saying Charizard Alakazam the whole time. The only criticism I'll give there is Alakazam is a very boring pick, being the most powerful Pokemon outside of legendaries. But I respect the Charizard, absolutely. Very fun guy, very big guy. I don't remember which box I put the Charizard in. That was going to be fun to find. I'm pretty sure it's in the same box as the Alakazam, which I think might be box 12. Unknown asks, how did I build Alakazam? What moves? I built it how I think most people build it, which is, we'll see in a second, where there's Red Alert. And then we're looking for Barry, and I think I went past Barry. No, I didn't go past Barry. Is Barry not in the same... Barry is not in the same box. We have to go find Barry. Is Barry in box 6? Might be in box 6. We'll have a look. Where are you, Barry? There's Barry. Box 6. But we left Teleport on so we can do the trick. Psychic, Recover, Psybeam. Because it's Psychic type, and it's fast, and it's special status. As I say, Teleport is only there because of having... so we had an option for Trainer Fly, and also I think it's kind of funny to leave it with Teleport. But Recover, for people who don't know, is a move where you don't even go to sleep. You recover half of your health, and then you keep on going. So Alakazam having such a huge special stat means it does fantastic damage, takes hardly any special damage. Psychic type is pretty good against most things we'll run into, and then it recovers half of its health, hence saying it's pretty much the most powerful non-legendary Pokemon in the game. No points for guessing that the most powerful legendary Pokemon in the game is also a Psychic that sits there and has Recover and Psybeam and everything else. So, moving on to Barry, the lovely Charizard. Despite being flying, it cannot know Fly, and we've given it Slash because Slash is a very broken move. You've seen that multiple times. Rage, just in case we just feel like it. Flamethrower because it only really learns Ember or Flamethrower or Fire Spin, and Ember and Fire Spin are both horrifically bad fire moves. And Leer because I didn't really have anything else to replace it with. So, we can now hop Black Flame out of the party since they've not been chosen. Which is kind of ironic considering Cass is probably late. I don't know what's going on with their Twitch notifications. But what we'll do is we'll give it another minute, 2 minutes, and then I will just start random rolling the rest of the party. With a funky little number generator that will just go between 1 and 149. Because 150. If we end up rolling 150, that means we pick Mew as opposed to the legendary we haven't got yet. But until then, we'll have a quick look around. Unknown says they'd say Marowak if no one else has anything. We'll take Marowak. Unknown says they'll wait until I start random rolling. The instant I start random rolling, the party gets filled. Like, there is no more waiting at that point. We're going. So, if we're having Marowak, we're having Marowak, and then I'm filling in less spots with random roll. So, now we need to go find the adorably grown-up Cubone that we used, or we got through Trainer Fly. I think you're in box... Wait, you might actually be in box 6. Let's double check that before we leave. And you are not in box 6. Let's go to box 11. See, this is the only problem with the way that I've done this. I haven't really kept track of who is where. You're not in box 11. I need to... In later Pokemon games, not Gen 2, I think it's starting in Gen 3, you actually get to see into the box as you go through them, so you don't have to try to blindly remember who is where. Let's see, you are not in... You are in here. There's Boney M. Let's have a quick look at Boney M. Built for defense, a little bit of attack, a little bit of not much else, and a very nice special stat. Bone Club, Thrash, Rage, and Bone Meringue. So we have 2 ground moves. We have Thrash, which we've seen on Nidoking a few times, and Rage, in case we want to mess with our stats. Okay. Let's have a quick look around, finish having a look around before we actually move on. You may see my amount of money. Because of doing the Trainer Fly extensively and ending up with many rare candies, I then sold them all off. Because I didn't want them to spread and infest my entire inventory when we were finished. For this, we're going to pick up... Let's be conservative here. Let's go with 12 revives. And we're going to go with 6 full heals. And I'm then going to empty my inventory of everything else. And then when we're done with that, if there's no other suggestions, I probably should have left a pinned message before we started this. But if there are no other suggestions, I will start random rolling. I'm going to leave the balls there, get rid of the Pokeflute. I don't need a card key I don't need a card key anymore. Leave the Master Ball in there. We can ditch the escape ropes. I do have TMs I could throw onto people, but we're not going to. It's just that simple. Should buy enough time. I don't need a guard spec. It would be disgusting if I take a... What is it? Cass says, damn it, early Marwol? No, I'm on time, actually, for once. I was on time 17 minutes ago, 1 PM UTC. Yeah. Welcome in, Cass. Give you a quick shout out. We currently have half of a party, so there are 3 slots left open for the first run of the Elite Four. We currently have Charizard, we currently have Alakazam, and we have Marowak. Do you wish to suggest anyone to fill the last 3 slots, or just 2 slots, or 1 slot? It's up to you. Still playing your way through Starfield? The Starfield space grind is going well, at least. Good, I'm glad. Soon you will be able to, I don't know, run around with Elias to fix this. There's a quick sort of a breakdown of what that lovely woman just told us. Give me a second. Once we start the Elite Four, there is no leaving, which is why I've limited ourselves to 12 revives and 6 full heals, so we can bring back a few Pokemon. But if we run out, and then we wipe it, and then we're back out. Cass says, suggesting the use of the one and only Black Flame, the Gengar. That's Professor Oak's PC. I don't want to talk to the guy. He's a bit of a nerd. I don't think it's this. No, we're in... What was it, box 6? Black Flame is back into the party. One of the few Pokemon that hit 58, largely because I pushed a button a bit too quick. And then as a quick reminder for the people who haven't seen it, this is what the Gengar looks like. Not as fast as the Alakazam, not as good special as the Alakazam, but we have Substitutes, Hypnosis, Dream Eater, and Hyper Beam, because we have a very funny loop where we put something to sleep and then we eat its dream, or if it is something like, say, an Alakazam, we can Hyper Beam it to hit its defensive weak point. Substitute is there so we don't have to worry about getting confused, put to sleep, have our stats reduced, anything like that. But we're sort of relying on being able to go pretty quick with the Black Flame to be able to get the Substitute out. Once it's out, we're fine. So, starting the timer again, we're going to shorten it down to about, we'll do 1 minute. If no other suggestions are taken for the last 2 spots, I will just pull out a RNG and we will random roll. Unfortunately, I haven't really set up an OBS overlay to show the RNG, so please take my word for it. I guess I could make a quick thing for the bot that would random pick. That would actually take enough time to... Let's see if I can do it. Let's see how quickly I can put together a random roll that picks a random number. We're going to go with... I'm going to do a command live on the thing, aren't I? Let's see. Oh, this is going to take way too long. Okay. I could just do a random range. Fantastic. So, add new command, RNG. User may actually put it to moderator. I'm just gonna steal this. We'll do 151. I don't know if it's inclusive. I think it's inclusive. Let's have a quick look at the documentation. It is indeed inclusive. Okay, so in theory, we now have an RNG. Let's roll it once. Pokemon number 125. We're going to be going down this list for a while. I don't actually remember the Pokemon index numbers off the top of my head in terms of like what they are actually here. So give me 1 hot second and we'll get down there pretty quick. Well, I say pretty quick. Looks like it's going to be Electabuzz and 75, which is Golem. An interesting set to fill out the rest. What am I doing? I'm pushing the wrong buttons, that's what I'm doing. I think we're in the right place for Electabuzz. No, we're not. Not even the right set to pick up Dwayne. It's a shame. That is a shame. Start at the top and work our way down. We're looking for... no one in that box. Is it box number 2? I don't think it's bzzzt. I think these two are evolutions. Okay, it's not box 6, that's where we just... actually, it might be box 6. We'll be thorough, we'll check them all. We were just in box 6, so it's not box 6. It could end up being like box 12 if we're doing it this way, but again, we're being thorough. There's Dwayne. Is 9 volt the bird? Yes. So it's not here either. It'd be really funny if I have actually forgotten the nickname of the Electabuzz. It's going to take us a little bit longer to get through this. I think it is... is it static? Yes. Have an actual look at your moveset in a second, static. Right, I now need to talk to you, get everyone healed up, and we'll look at the Golem and the Electabuzz. Okay. Dwayne! Funky little golem guy. I'm pretty sure that's the same scream as, like, wheezing or something. But, as you can see, bigger, bulkier version of our Marowak. Harden, Rage, Earthquake, Rock Throw, because Harden in case we need more durability. I doubt we will at some point. Rage because we take hardly any damage in theory. There are some Pokemon who will still wreck us physically. Earthquake because it's pretty good for dealing ground damage, and Rock Throw in case of birds. Static, however. Quick Attack, Thunder Punch, Thunder, and Light Screen. Light Screen being a defensive move that reduces special damage we take. Thunder Punch, Thunder, and Quick Attack, though, are pretty much there just to deal with anything that I don't like the look of. Unfortunately, in Gen 1, there isn't a move-by-move case basis for whether something is physical or special. Thunder Punch and Thunder are both special, which makes it kind of funny that the attack stat is as high as it is, but we have Quick Attack in case we need priority. This is the party we're going with. I'm not entirely sure what the order is for the Pokemon Elite Four. I know who the last one is. That's it. So. Are you Lorelei? Assuming you are Lorelei, who am I going to have up front? We're going to go with Static. I'm asking if they're Lorelei because in Silver, Crystal, Gold, the first one is it is Lorelei. Okay, so you're going to be... Wait, are you in? No, you're replaced, aren't you? I know Lorelei, but I don't know if they're actually in Gold, Silver, Crystal. The first one I thought was Psychic. Little bit disappointing that these guys don't have their own theme. Oh, that's a nice dugong. Ice, water. We're going to hit you with a Thunder Punch for the improved accuracy. Dugong is down. Cass says, yeah, they got a C-Class reactor on their ship, which means they can put basically high-end parts on the ship, They're taking talking shield to that without the shield perk up to 1,500. Unfortunately, they're a money sink to get most of the C parts, but that is the way they balance shipbuilding. For comparison, the A top tier reactor is 26,000 in contrast with a C tier mid reactor that's 96. Oh, there's a... yeah, I can see why you're just going and buying better parts. I completely missed what Pokemon's coming out. I'm going to assume it's water-based. Oh, Cloyster actually does have a good amount of health and defense. So this was to be expected. Spike Cannon is multiple hits and it crit on the first one, so we're going to take multiple crits here. I think, even if it gets lucky with the maximum 5, that we come out of this alive. 4, hit it again. Thank you. Slowbro. Slowbro has a lot of health, water, psychic. Fortunately, I think for this one we're gonna whip out... Go with Red Alert. Only because taking those 4 crit hits spike cannons was really not good for us. Hit you with the psychic. Not that effective, but we still did a good chunk of damage. And they're going to withdraw. That's fine. Special doesn't care about defense. Special doesn't care about attack. And that has also just boosted our damage values on Special as well. Because whenever we have a stat change in Gen 1, all badge calculations are reapplied. So our attack may have dropped a little bit, but Special and Speed just went up 12.5%. About to send out Jinx! Oh boy, get ready for the most... That is aged like milk Pokemon that you have ever seen in your life. They are Ice Psychic as well. Honestly, just keep Red Alert out. Yeah, that didn't age well at all, did it? Oh, we might be in for some trouble here. But it's fine, Red Alert has a recover, so as long as we can take Jinx out relatively quick, we don't have to worry about taking too much physical damage. Yeah, 1 recover, Red Alert is back to full. About to send out a Lapras. Water, Ice. I could just clear it with Red Alert. If Static was in a better health state, we'd use that. Their special fell, that means the next thing we hit them with, they're done for. Okay, whip out a recover. All the way back up it goes. Hydro Pump is not going to do much because of our special stat. See, like, we're durable and tanky because we're an Alakazam. Which makes me feel a little bit disgusting that we whipped one out this early, but... Static being as low as they were wasn't really an option to keep using them. Okay, 1 Elite Four down. I'm gonna use a full heal. I know it's a... doesn't actually regenerate the health. That's fine, we have revives. Oh. I know who you are. You are in. You are definitely in. Right? I'm pretty sure you're in Gen 2. We don't really have anything to do with rock ground. it's a really bad idea to put Black Flame in front. But again, we don't really have anyone to do with rock ground. We're missing that sort of a thing. But we'll leave Black Flame in front. I believe your name is Bruno. Which means you're doing rock, ground, and fighting. So Black Flame is going to be good against some of these Pokemon. We'll see about the rest. I know it says GG. Alleged Man, hello, welcome in. We are on the second of 4. Elite 4. Hello, Bruno. I know you were playing War Thunder. I was lurking for a bit there. While I did other things. You seem to be having fun. You seem to be doing quite well at it. Let's get the old nice loop going here. Black Flame puts you to sleep. And then we eat your dreams. Gets around the physical defense of the rock ground typing. And now we have Hitmonchan. Now, a lot of people don't like Hitmonchan. I, for this gen, do prefer Hitmonlee because it does get fighting moves. But Hitmonchan actually has pretty good type coverage because it gets Ice, Thunder, and I believe Electric moves. In the form of Fire Punch, Ice Punch, Thunder Punch. So if you need a Pokemon that can handle different types, Hitmonchan wins. But if you need an actual fighting Pokemon in Gen 1, and you can't get a hold of Machamp, then yeah, go for Hitmonlee. Cass says, is it too early to say we don't talk about Bruno? Wasn't that a really weird film made by the guy who did, I don't remember the name of it. I was going to say Boris, but his name wasn't Boris. It's Sacha Baron Cohen, and it's like one of his most iconic things he's done. Hey, Hitmonlee. But now I can't think of its name. Hitmonlee isn't going to be able to do really that much to us because we're psychic, but again, if we get a Hypnosis out... Sorry, we're not psychic, we're ghost. Legend says they unlocked a new plane, almost rank 3 in all planes. They need to get 2 more planes to unlock. Well, they got 2 more planes they need to unlock. See, I never really got on with the plane combat in War Thunder. I probably should go see what the boats are like. But the tanks were the more enjoyable part for me. Way more than water tanks. I have issues with water tanks despite playing it for as much as I did. Black Flame is about to sweep Bruno, which I kind of saw coming, but I didn't think it would go this well. Legend says Borat or Ali G. Borat is the one I'm trying to think of. I have no idea who Ali G is. But Borat managed to break enough, like... Now I need the term for that one. Borat was big enough in pop culture that I managed to hear about Borat. And then there were a few kids at school who were obsessed with Borat as well. The Jermaine says the same person. No, okay, hold on. I get that they're the same actor, but I don't know who Ali G is. Because Sacha Baron Cohen plays very weird caricatures of stereotypes. Borat is from, what was it, Kazakhstan? And then Bruno, I think, was supposed to be... What was he, German, Austrian, Dutch? It's something like that. It's the same as when he played Don't Mess With a Zohan, and he played, I think he was someone from Israel, I could be wrong. But he always does like a big caricature of something, and Ali G is the one that I've no idea about. That one never got... You could use X Defend. Cool. It doesn't really help you, because we're still going to put you to sleep, and then eat those dreams, and then down goes the Machamp. Good job, Black Flame, for soloing a guy. Cass says they were referring to the Encanto song meme, so that's lost on them. I had no idea that was even a thing. I haven't really heard much about Encanto. I know it was a thing that it... Was it a Pixar animation, or was it a DreamWorks? I know it's one of the two. I think it might be DreamWorks. But animated films like that, again, they don't seem to be as big as they used to be. You know, back in the day you hear a lot about like Toy Story, or you'd hear from like Ants, or Ant's life. Nowadays, I think there's so many of them that you sort of blur together. Ledgerman says Sasha did Ali G as a gag to do interviews with politicians. Eventually was Sasha's first movie was Ali G. They would do Ali G to pretend to be a hip-hop artist. See, that's such a niche application of, like, a character that I can see why I haven't ever heard about it. If he's doing it for interviews with politicians, that's like... It's one of those things that it's a great joke if you're into political humor. I'm not. The closest to political humor I've ever seen really is... In the Thick of It, and there was a TV series and a movie. The movie came after, but I'm pretty sure In the Thick of It was the series. I could be wrong. Hello, Agatha. I have no... Oh, you're gonna be Ghost and Psychic? Because Dark doesn't exist, right? But yeah, like... That sort of thing doesn't translate well to other countries or regions. Because the political joke might land with that audience, but it might not land or work at all anywhere else. Unknown says Me Julie? I don't know what Me Julie is. Oh, Gengar v Gengar. Unfortunately, we go first. You can't use Dream Eater. Okay, so I mentioned last stream I wanted to talk about an exploit of the combat AI you can do with Gengar. Well, it works with most Pokemon, but Gengar is the easiest one. I'll finish talking about chat, catch up with chat, and then we'll talk about the combat exploits, and then we'll sweep out the Gengar. But, yeah, so a political thing where a guy goes around as a hip-hop artist interviewing people who are politicians, say that's not going to translate as well as, say, I am a foreign media representative from Kazakhstan who is poking fun at the life and lifestyle of America. Which is a lot more broad and a lot more fun because other countries do the same as well already. It's easy to translate across and land other places. But Ali G is niche, which is, as I say, probably why I haven't heard about it. I don't know about the Me Julie thing. That might be another, like, political thing. I don't know. And then Ledgerman asks, Agatha Christie does Pokemon? Agatha Christie would absolutely be part of Pokemon. Have you seen Pikachu Detective? Or Detective Pikachu, whatever it's called? As for the combat AI thing, so, in Gen 1, moves are normally randomly chosen. But if a trainer or an opponent Pokemon has a move that is super effective against the Pokemon you have, it will choose that move. Dream Eater is Psychic. It tried to use a Psychic move because we're Ghost Poison, but it didn't have Hypnosis to begin with. It probably still has Hypnosis because Gengar's moveset in this game is pretty small, so it probably still has Hypnosis. So we'll randomly at some point choose to do Hypnosis. We need to get to it before it does. The thing I was alluding to with you can exploit the AI a little bit for the Elite Four is the only thing I really know about is the last trainer has a Pokemon that is normally pretty dangerous, but it has the move Barrier and Agility, both of which are Psychic typed. Now, if the game is going to sit there and go, I have a Psychic move, that Pokemon is weak to Psychic, let's use it, it's going to use Barrier and Agility again and again and again while we sit here and do whatever we want to. Which means that when we get to that point, Black Flame is actually going to take out quite a few of those Pokemon. Purely on the basis of the Elite Four guy is a moron. Unknown says it's from Ali G. Ali G was the first one he ever done mainstream. As I've said, I have never heard of Ali G. Borat I heard a lot about. Bruno I've heard a lot about. Zoran I've heard about. He's done other ones as well, but I can't really remember them off the top of my head. Down goes Gengar. What we got next? Golbat? Yeah, we'll switch it up for Golbat. We'll bring out Boney M, your at least flying, right? Oh, you're flying. That means ground isn't going to do anything. I should have switched to the golem. We'll go with... You know what? We're going to thrash. No, we aren't, because you have supersonic. Oh, no, we're fine. Ooh. Oh, that's a disgusting switch. Thankfully, you still... You have a few moves that can still deal damage to me. I need to break out of the... Thank you. Give me Bone Meringue. There we go. Marowak, I love you. Won't be until Gen 3 that Gengar's line will be immune to ground. Gonna try to bring out the Golbat. We're gonna bring out Static. I mean, this might go poorly because Static doesn't have a lot of health, but here we are. If they go down, we can revive. Go with Thunder. Higher damage, less accurate move, but we kind of need to make sure we get the kill. Well, if we hit, we get the kill, for certain. Ligeman says they also did that movie Dictator, was a play on both Charlie Chaplin as Hitler and Saddam Hussein. Yeah, this is what I mean by, like, he plays caricatures of, like, different things. Dictator, I was trying to remember if that was him, and then I was getting confused because there's also the movie Interview with a Dictator, right? Where it's a parody of Kim Jong-un, but it's by, like... Is that Seth Rogen and somebody else? I completely missed which Pokemon this is going to be. We're going to switch to Dwayne. Hi, Arbok. Defense dropping is not great. Counterpoint. Earthquake. Very powerful, very dangerous ground move. Ledgerman says, yeah, that's James Franco and Seth Rogen. James Franco? Yeah, see, I knew it was at least Rogen. You know what? I'm going to leave Dwayne out. We're going to Earthquake the Gengar, too. No, we aren't. We're going to be confused, which could cause some problems. Right, as long as it doesn't put us to sleep, we're okay. Oh, it has Toxic. Toxic is a poison move that scales its damage up over time. Has a weird interaction with the move Leech Seed, but we can't really showcase that here. We don't have a grass Pokemon, and I don't have Toxic applied to them. But the way it works is that Toxic starts at, I believe, 1/16 damage, and then it doubles. So it's 1/16, 1/8, 1/4. The problem is that Leech Seed also occupies the same point for damage. So when Toxic applies 1/16, Leech Seed then applies 1/16. When Toxic does 1/8, you can see where this is going. Leech Seed applies 1/8. You can take out a Pokemon pretty quick if you use them both, but at that point you might as well also just attack them. So that's 3 Elite Four down already. This might actually be over way faster than I thought it would. Let's use that full heal. Get rid of that poison. Thankfully, after combat, the Toxic does degenerate back into a regular poison. Knowing what's coming up, who do I want in front? Static doesn't have the health, but I kind of need him in front. I have no control of this, by the way. We're automatically walking. So, the last member of the Elite Four. He's heard about us. We know him as Lance, the Dragon Trainer, which is kind of funny considering Dragon doesn't really exist in Gen 1. There are Dratini, Dragonair, Dragonite, which we'll be seeing soon, and one Dragon move which does a fixed amount of damage, so basically Dragon is not a problem. Dragon type resists fire, electric, what was it, fire, grass, water, actually? And then is weak against ice and dragon. But again, because Dragon Rage, the only dragon move in this game, deals 40 damage every time. It cannot be super effective. It cannot deal more than 40 damage, so that's pointless. But if ice moves, oh, they'll absolutely wreck a dragon. I just need static to survive. We're gonna go with thunder. We missed. And there's 40 damage. Except we have 39 health. This means I need to pivot quite quickly to someone who can definitely take a hit. We're gonna go to red alert. If it hyper beams, we're in trouble. But this is where we start juggling with revives. Or it can leer at us. That also works. Psychic. Okay, he's going to waste it on a hyper potion. We're actually going to go with a Psybeam this time, because we know a Psychic isn't going to take it out in one go. Not going to hit that hard. It's going to hurt, but it's not going to be horrific. Yeah, see? Play it safe. I'm going to use a recover here. We already know that Hydro Pump isn't going to do that much to us. Unless it crits. It's fine, we'll just recover again. Eventually it won't crit, and we'll be able to... Oh, we can just do that. Psybeam. We're fine. Next Pokemon is Dragonair. Let's get... Black Flame. Although I probably should bring Barry out. We haven't seen Barry yet. I need you to put this to sleep, please. Okay, so here's the example. Dragonair has agility. It's a psychic move. It's probably going to keep using agility again and again. And again. It's just going to sit there and keep using agility because it... Come on! Please, land a hypnosis! There we go. Thank you. And we can exploit this against any and all Dragonair Dragonites we run into. So provided we get Hypnosis to fire off at a little bit more consistent than what we've just had, Black Flame can take out every single actual dragon that turns up. And level up as well. He's about to use Dragonair. Just for variety, we're going to go for Barry. As I mentioned, fire moves aren't that effective here. We already know that Slash has a higher crit rate, so we're going to go with Slash, which should be a crit. And we'll Slash again. Cass says it was a good thing they suggested that they did suggest the Gengar. I was hoping somebody would, so I could showcase that the main thing with Gen 1 being this. About to use Aerodactyl. We're going to do something really weird here. We're going to bring Static out. For you see, Aerodactyl, which we got at the end of the last stream, is Rock Flying. You might not survive this, because Aerodactyl actually does have a good attack stat. Shame. We could play it risky. We're going to play it risky. We're going to bring out Red Alert. Anyway, to finish what I was saying, because it's Rock Flying, you can still hit it with Electric and it's super effective. Hit it with Psychic, please. If you get hit with Hyper Beam, you might get taken out. Get a full heal with the thing. Okay, so we don't have the most powerful Psychic move anymore, but we still have Psybeam. Which, with a crit, is enough to take it out. Thank you. About to use Dragonite. Well, we already know who we're switching to. Black Flame. Funny thing, Dragon, and then Dragonite is Dragon Flying, so this is also weak to electric attacks. So just hit it with a car battery, I guess. There's Barrier, which is Psychic type. But now it's gone to sleep. Except it woke up on the first turn. Please stay asleep. Thank you. Go back to sleep. No. I said go back to sleep. Thank you. We may end up needing a Hyper Beam here to finish out the Dragonite. Nope. We're good. For some reason I thought we were about to run out of Dream Eaters. We did it! We've beaten the Elite Four way faster and easier than I thought we would. So I might throw together a more interesting party after this, and by that I mean I'm going to throw in Pokemon that most people probably wouldn't use, but we'll see if it works. Beedrill, for example, I want on that list. We're now the Pokemon League champion. Or we would have been. But we have one more challenge ahead. We have to face another trainer. We have to fight Bob Ross for the last time. He's beat the Elite Four, he's become the champion. Let's do it, but first I need to wake up my Electabuzz. Hey, Bob Ross. Looking forward to seeing me again. I'll work on the Pokédex. You looked all over for powerful Pokemon. Not only that, they assembled teams that would beat any Pokemon type, and now, the Pokemon League champion. Do you know what that means? They'll tell me. And it doesn't really matter what he's done, because I'm confident in the team we have for many reasons. Hi, Bob Ross. Pidgeot is going to be a bit of an issue. It might go before Static, but if it doesn't, Thunder should take this out straight away. Good work, Static. Now we have an Alakazam. We need someone who's very strong physically, because Alakazam has a low defense stat. We're gonna go with an Earthquake. Reflect is fine, that's only special defense. Actually, no, it might be physical, but either way. It's already reflected. You can't do it again, my guy. Goodbye. Eligiman says, Happy Tree Leah later. I wish you could change the phrase that the rival used. I would absolutely change it to Happy Tree. As opposed to Smell Ya. Rhydon. The ground Pokemon that's going to be a bit of an issue to deal with. You know what? Bring Boney M out. Bonemerang thankfully hits twice. And we shouldn't take that much damage in return. Go again. Easy. Guess I had nothing to worry about. Love you, Marowak. Love you all the time. Now you're about to bring out Arcanine. Unfortunately, I don't think this dog is immune to being beaten with a bone. Roar doesn't do anything, my guy, don't worry. Bonemerang, however. Use Bone Club. How do you miss that? Oh, you only have Ember? I feel so sorry for you. Yeah, you crit, that's fine, but... Bone Club. Okay, Executor, Grass, Psychic. We don't have many options to deal with this. But we do have Barry. With a Flamethrower. Last I checked, Flamethrowers are super effective against trees, even if they are as durable as you. Now we just need to be careful about being put to sleep. It's a grass move, it isn't going to do much. Is it grass? I think it is. You're going to get the full 5? We could be asleep for up to 7 turns here. It's going to go again. Honestly, it should just whip out a psychic move. It would deal more damage. Anytime you feel like waking up, Barry, please. We have to hope here that this is enough. It's not enough. Do we get a burn? We got a burn. Damage won't be applied though because we just lost Barry. We're going to rotate to Static. Static has quick attack. So I used Light Screen instead because I pushed up thinking that it wasn't at the top. And then we're going to crit. What do I get for being too quick? I'm so used to my attack move not being in the first slot that I pushed up instinctively. That's fine. We'll pull out Black Flame. And then I need to sit here and revive Static. Because we need Static for the last Pokemon. You already know what it's going to be. Black Flame's gone to sleep. We might as well revive... No. So it's a normal move. Okay. Interesting. Why didn't it have a single psychic attack? It should have. Blastoise is going to be the bane of the party. Until we get down to Red Alert, and then Red Alert just melts its brain with a spoon. Unless we get really lucky with this Thunder. Okay. And we're done. Ads arriving in 55 seconds. We really did clear this a lot faster than I thought we would. Ledgerman says, alright, you have to get ready for the day. We'll check later. Thank you for dropping by, Ledgerman. Hope you have a good rest of the day. We've become champion. We've beat Bob Ross. I don't really need the money. Why did you lose? Because I came here with an Alakazam and a Gengar. And everything else, but they, I guess, were the main driving force behind our win. The Electabuzz really pulled their weight too. Hello, Professor Oak. Yeah, remember when we started and all we had was a Charmander? Bob Ross, they're disappointed. How dare you disappoint Professor Oak? Do you know why you lost? I didn't treat my Pokemon with trust and love, Professor Oak. Stop lying to your grandson. Hello. Yeah, me. I understand my victory was not just my own doing. No, it was. I definitely didn't ask people to suggest Pokemon to use. Alright, let's see if this is broken. Congratulations! This floor is the Pokemon Hall of Fame. Pokemon League champions are honored for their exploits here. Pokemon are also recorded in the Hall of Fame. We've endeavored hard to become the new Pokemon League champion. Congratulations! You and your Pokemon are Hall of Famers. Is this corrupted? No. Ads have just arrived as we hit the Hall of Fame. We will be running through the Elite Four again pretty quick. I want to run through it with a different party, and then after we clear Cerulean Cave, I'll run through it with a different party again. I know what I want to do for that one, though. Boney M. So what do I mean by let's see if this is corrupted. Missing No, when you run into it, has a chance to corrupt the image data for the Hall of Fame. Thankfully, though, I think because we saw it way before we did this, it doesn't seem to have corrupted anything. And look, it's me. I've seen and owned almost every Pokemon. Our money is through the roof. It says the Pokédex is entirely complete, which is a bold-faced lie. We have one Pokemon still to catch. Roll credits. Except there's Cerulean Cave and then the Elite Four to do. Oh no, we're doing the Elite Four, then we're doing Cerulean Cave, then we're doing the Elite Four one last time. So, I feel like most of the party we ran there was pretty standard for trying to beat the Elite Four. As I say, Alakazam is a very, very dangerous, very powerful Pokemon. Gengar is, the way we've built it, is pretty good, but you can run into some issues trying to use it because you don't really have that wide of a moveset otherwise, unless you run some TMs into it like Hyper Beam, or we didn't really use substitutes, but we could have. Marowak was a pretty nice pull, Electabuzz was a pretty nice pull, Charizard, unfortunately Charizard is one of those Pokemon that looks cool, kind of is good, but the Pokemon that it would have been effective against weren't that, weak. They're pretty hefty, pretty bulky boys, so unfortunately Flamethrower didn't quite get to shine there, but we got to use Barrier a little bit. But I was hoping someone would sit there and throw some absolute curveball suggestions in, like, run a Beedrill, or maybe something like, I want to see Muck. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to look at the Pokemon and just go, yeah, that's a bit of a weird pick, let's pick that one. Got hit by the ads, congratulations, all you missed was the credits and the Hall of Fame. We're about to run the Elite Four again, with absolutely strange ones. Unknown says Metapod, we don't have a Metapod, but I can run a Butterfree. Okay, we're back down here. I could... well, we need to go and fly back to Indigo Plateau, so... just gonna walk through here. I'm gonna actually... you know what? I don't want to fight a random Pokemon. I don't have a Max Repel, I took it out. I'm a genius. I could just pull that out of my inventory at the home, but we won't. So, first Pokemon we have that's an absolute curveball. You would, wouldn't you? You would walk in the way. Do you know who I am? I'm the Pokemon champion. You should get out my way. No? I'm gonna come beat you up. Yeah, that's what I thought. So, first curveball, Butterfree. Let's go and switch it. Well, we need to fly first. We can also now look at the Hall of Fame anytime we want to. This is going to take a second to get through. Okay. We're gonna put the winners into a completely different box. Box 8. Throw you in. I'm gonna speed this up just because we're gonna have to sit and listen to cries otherwise. And then I think Bird Up is in box 1. Box 1? Box 1. Right, and then kind of near the bottom is Bird Up. And then we'll grab the Butterfree and then see the other suggestions in a second. Bird Up, let's go. So, Bird Up, you're not suggested. We need to find Butterfree. I don't quite remember which one you are, but I'll know it when I see the name. I believe we called you Worm, which I think makes you box 2. Nope. Is it box 6? There's Worm. We'll switch that up in a second. Cass says, look, they're not suggesting to run Arbok, Muck, Weezing, and Meowth, also known as the Team Rocket Special, but it is a suggestion to take, you know what? We can absolutely run every single one of them. That's Porygon. That's not the one I want. We're going to switch back to box 1. Ducks, Mothra, Big Boss Fish, CP, Ziggy, Alien, Gordy, Burb, Foxfire, no. Okay, so it's box 2. We want... Where are you? Here's our Persian. Very fitting, since in the TV series, the anime, Giovanni has a Persian with him at most times. Fury Swipe, Slash, Bite, and Payday, so all normal moves. Payday is funny though. Based on the level of the Pokemon you hit, I think it's the level you hit, not the level you are, you get extra money after you win. So we'll pull this out. And then I think Muck and Weezing are in box 6. No, you're not. I need to keep an eye out for Big Boss as well, although we've probably gone past it already. Not Ball, I think you're the Electrode. You are the Electrode. Balloon Boy I just saw was right there. Hello, Balloon Boy. Tackle, Explosion, Sludge, Smokescreen, because it is what it is. And then it's definitely not in here. Okay, change box. Box 12. I think it's Solid Snake as my Arbok. No, you're the Onyx, so it is Big Boss we're looking for. Too far back. We're looking for... You're not in here either. So we have seen it in another box and I didn't quite clock where it was. Let's see. Box 12 right now, right? We'll just go back to the top and work our way back down. Party, I'm pretty sure, is Ditto. Yes. Keep hitting a... Yeah, there's Arbok. Rapid Glare, Poison Sting, Bite. Not an amazing moveset, but we can probably still do something with it. And then Muck isn't going to be in here. I know that much. I don't actually remember what the nickname for the Muck is. That's the thing. It's not Dessert, I know that much. Yeah, because you're Sandslash. Because it's a pun on misspelling desert as dessert. Not Stag Party, not False Guard, not Clowntown, not Egg, not Whipgrass, not It's not Holy Holy Moly, it's not Aged Milk, it's not Big Lick, it's not Deep Heat. And the thing is, because of how I've moved Pokemon around, I can't necessarily go based on the box as the right one, because when we would have got it. It's not Kiss Rose, because you're going to be... yeah, Seal, Dugong. It's not any of these. You can find it. We know it's here. Withdraw... I am actually going insane. What did I call the muck? I know I've got one. We've got the entry for it. Oh, it's Koga, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, that brings us to, what, 5? That's a full party. No, it's not. We need to get rid of Red Alert. Put Red Alert into the right box. Unknown as how many evolutions have I got? All of them. We have the full 150. So we have Vaporeon, we have Jolteon, and we have Flareon. I just went to box 6, not box 8. I put you in the wrong one! Come with me. And then Unknown says Weeping Bell. I have a Victory Bell somewhere. I think it's a Whipgrash, so we'll have a look at that one in a second to pull that one out. And deposit Red Alert. Whipgrash, I think, is box 1. Nope. Is it box 2? Box 2. Right? Whipgrash. Victory Bell. Vine Whip, Growth, Razor Leaf, Sleep Powder for a little bit of fun everything. Now I could use some TMs to help bolster the party here a second. We do need to go and use the Poke Center. But Worm the Butterfree is coming out with Psybeam, Confusion, and Sleep Powder because Psychic moves are busted good in this game. Big Dollar. Currently having a catnap. As we've seen, it has Slash, Bite, Payday. Slash being the workhorse here because of the high crit rate. Balloon Boy, one of the poison Pokemon we have. Tackle, Explosion, Sludge, Smokescreen. Worst case scenario, we just use Wheezing to explode again and again. It deals incredible physical damage. It just needs to be quick enough to do it. Smokescreen means we could do some really funny things involving evasion. Big Boss, the Big Cobra himself. Wrap doesn't do a lot of damage, Glare inflicts paralysis, Poison Sting doesn't do a lot of damage, and Bite is, well, it's Bite. It's probably the only move here that's actually going to hurt pretty nicely. Koga, being the last of the poison Pokemon we have, has Pound, Sludge, Poison Gas, Minimize. Sludge is decent, Minimize again an evasion move. We're kind of doing the same thing here that we are with the coughing, the wheezing. And then finally Whipgrash. Coming in with Vine Whip and Razor Leaf because they're both really good grass moves. Growth improves the special stat Victory Bell. Sleep Powder to put things to sleep. The goal here would be to put something to sleep, use Growth, power ourselves up, and hope we don't have to switch Pokemon. So, that's our party of 6 of more interesting things. After this run, we will then do win or lose. We'll go to Cerulean Cave. And then the rest of the stream, after we finish Cerulean Cave, will just be running very funny groups into the Elite Four. I need to not have a full heal. I confused it for full restore. But we'll have the full heal anyway. Carry 6 of those. We'll pick up another 4 revive, because I think we used about 4 last time. Oh, and I'm gonna buy a max repel. Okay, Elite Four. With the funny clown car committee. We know that Lorelei runs predominantly water Pokemon, so Whipgrash up front. Okay, Dugong. As I said, the goal here is to put you to sleep. Have you stay asleep. Remember that, as I've said already, every time we boost our stats or reduce our stats, all the other stats are then improved again, and then when we use growth here, it's going to stack even higher. So I believe this is 2 stages. Nope, 1 stage. Woke up straight away, go back to sleep. I'm not ready yet. Boost again. Now we should definitely be faster than everything else, but I'm going to, for safety reasons, boost again. Oh, I'm going to be risky with it. We're going to boost again. 4 growth should be enough to now one-shot everything. I'm going to go with Razor Leaf. Ooh, not enough. Might have been because it was a crit, though. We could go for a growth there. I don't think it's worth it. We're not going to risk it. We're just going to go with another Razor. Good. Hello, Cloyster. You were part of the reason why I was boosting myself so high. What we need to be worried about here is that Ice moves are super effective against Grass. So we need to be in a position where we can one-shot consistently. There we go. So we don't have to worry about getting iced. Slowbro, you don't have an Ice move. You do have Psychic, which can hit us pretty nasty. But we have used Growth a few times. This should be relatively pain-free for the rest of this. Okay. Jinx is Ice Psychic. We don't have the type advantage here. But as long as we can put it to sleep, we can avoid most of the threat. Go with another Razor Leaf. Good work. Very good work. And then the Lapras, we know, again, has pretty good health, pretty good defensive stats. I'm hoping we've boosted high enough that we can take the Lapras. We're in trouble. This probably won't one-shot because Lapras has pretty poor offensive stats. But if we got frozen there, we would have lost. We don't have a freeze heal. We have a full heal, though. We could have still been in a really rough state. But Victory Bell did it. Hooray. And then for the next one, I mean, it makes sense to leave... Victory Bell can solo the next one as well. Because Rock Ground, yeah, Grass moves are great against it. But we are going to change it up just for a second. No point using Big Dollar. Let's go with Koga. We're going to do a similar thing that we just did with Victory Bell. Except this time we're going to hope that we can survive long enough to finish all the minimize. Okay, it's going to harden. We're going to minimize so we're less likely to get hit. We're going to minimize 3 times, because after that, the point of return is pretty low. Okay, it missing Rage, assuming it abides by the same rules we do, leads me to another fun thing that I need to verify if it's still the case. If I remember right, if you use Rage and you miss, it then breaks your hit chance, so I believe you then have like a 1 in 255 chance to hit. But I'm not quite sure if that's still true for this, or if that's like a Japanese only, because that cartridge was on first sort of thing. I believe you're not really going to take anything from poison. Your work though sort of sucks. Can you be poisoned? Can. So this is going to be a very slow set if I don't want to use... Man, it's just like being back at... It is really just like being back in Viridian Forest. But at least we do have somewhat of a viable thing we can do here with Muck. In that we can minimize... It's going to sit there and do that. I should probably put Toxic onto Muck. I can't do that now. Rage, unfortunately, is actually hit. And it's going to get stronger over time as we do this. Missed again. That's fine, we can minimize tank this, and even if it does get through, Muck is pretty durable. Let's say the only issue is that we don't really have a special attack we can use to get around the physical defense. So we're just going to keep pounding it and wait for the poison damage to do what it does best. Almost there. I think this pound will take it out. It did! We've got to use Hitmonchan. We're gonna stick with Koga. Hello, would you like some sludge? How about some more sludge? I'm just gonna cover this thing in like toxic material here, and it's Hitmonchan's gonna be sent into the hospital. It's gonna die after 3 days. Its wife is gonna be there crying on the side of the bed. The children will claim vengeance and they'll fail just as its father did. Missed with a high jump kick means you take impact damage. Whatever it's called. Oh, another Onyx? Oh boy, it's doing it again, Scoob. Yeah, we're gonna be sat here for a while. We already know as well that we're pretty good defensively, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna hold down the turbo button, and then we're gonna just go through this. Oh, look at that. It never hit us. Sending out Machamp. Unfortunately, Machamp is going to have the same issue that the other Pokemon had, which is I'm going to throw Sludge at it, and it's going to go and die. And we actually got a poison off of this. Fighting isn't that effective against poison, my friend. That was actually pretty nice. Bruno is down. Okay, again, to change things up a little bit, we're going to switch Balloon Boy into position 1. Actually, hold up, no, we're going to switch the Butterfree into position 1 because we know that the next first Pokemon is Gengar. So we're going to rip through your conversation pretty quick. Since we know you're Gengar, what we're going to do here is go for Sleep Powder. Whipping out a Nightshade is disgusting work, but it will do it because it's randomly choosing the move. We didn't get the Sleep Powder. Fine, we'll just go with the Psybeam. That's another one of those. Which is fine, because it's going to do 56 damage every time. Psybeam here doing 4 times damage. Still not enough, because we're not Psychic typed, and the stats on Butterfree aren't fantastic. They're still good, but they're not perfect. If it uses Nightshade again, by the way, we go down. Okay, Butterfree might be about to bite the dust. Unfortunate, but not unlikely to happen. They've done my own trick against me, and now they're gonna heal up. Butterfree, bit of a letdown there. Let's go with Balloon Boy. Same sort of thing as before. I thought Smokescreen was ourself, not the enemy, but okay. The only move here we could do that will actually deal any damage is going to be Sludge, unfortunately. I'm actually going to take this time to revive Worm. If the Sleep Powder went off without a hitch, we would have been in a much better position. Unfortunately, it can just sit here and Nightshade us. I'm going to take this time to full restore Butterfree, so we can switch back to Butterfree. Interesting that you keep using Nightshade again and again when you should be using other moves. Like that. Ooh. Into a Golbat. Okay. Balloon Boy might be about to take itself out. Wait, did you swap out to just throw out a Confusion and then... Okay. We're going to switch to Worm. We're going to hope that the psychic damage can get through. She's just cycling her Pokemon at this point, which is fine for me because it means I can do Psybeam and get away with it. I think Butterfree just claimed its first win. So it's now 1-1. Technically. About to use Gengar. It's about to pull out the injured Gengar. Okay, we might be in for a shot here of getting through. Not quite. Gonna go with Confusion. You would put it to sleep on the first try, wouldn't you? Well, the upside is the Confusion might wear out. Oh. Gonna whip out another one of those. She is cycling her Pokemon in a way that I've never seen before. The good thing is, though, we are definitely faster than Haunter, and Haunter has less bulk, so... it still has 55 damage at its disposal with Nightshade, though. The Gengars are going to be the gatekeepers here. If it gets a first turn Hypnosis again... You! As I say, a lot of our moveset doesn't really work on Gengar because of its Ghost typing resisting normal, or making it immune to normal, and then the Poison typing makes it immune to everything else. Or resisted to everything else. I love how I got those two the wrong way around the right time both time. Great! Feeling like I should keep the pokey flute. Oh good, you didn't get the... Of course you're still confused. Honestly, Whipgrash. Finally. Same as before, we're gonna growth. Growth again. Because remember, Gengar does have a good special stat, so we kind of need to get over it. We're now going faster than Gengar. Hit it with the Razor Leaf. Ooh. Hello. Gonna use this time to try and bring up the rest of the party again. We need Balloon Boy. We need Worm. As much as I hate how Worm doesn't really deal any damage. Beedrill would be a genuinely much better option than Worm. Because Beedrill at least has bug moves, which is super effective against poison. Psychic is as well, but the bug moves actually lean better into the typing and everything else that we have. I'm not going to do an attack here. Sorry, not going to do a heal here. We're going to go for an attack. Razor Leaf, please. Unfortunate. There we go, second time lucky. I'm gonna pump 2 more growths into Whipgrash. Alright, that's about as high as we can get everything. Really nice hit. Another Razor Leaf should win it. Now, weirdly, I'm not too concerned about Lance. Because the poison Pokemon should be able to get through there pretty easy. Now we have the Gengar here to worry about. Should still be asleep. The next Gengar, we need to put it to sleep before it can put us to sleep, because Dream Eater will run riot on this Pokemon. Okay, we're lucky so far. Not that lucky. I need you to sleep for like 3 turns, please. Razor Leaf is not doing a great amount of damage. Back to sleep. Okay. She can sit there and use items all she wants. We're basically just grinding this Gengar down. Whether it works out in the long run, I don't know. How do you miss twice? How have you woken up so many times on the first turn? Problem is we're about to run out of sleep powder, which we kind of need for the champion. How have you missed 3 times in a row? Please stop doing that. I realize you have like 2 or 3 potions, but please stop. I want to actually fight something that's not a Gengar for like more than a minute. You know what? What happened there is I pushed turbo and we got hit with Nightshade. Big Boss can't... Oh, Big Boss can do something with this. Hold on. Oh, that is barely any damage, but I'll take it. We can't be poisoned. So half of its moves won't do anything, the other half are a nuisance. And it's like 3 more poison stings if we actually win this. 1 more, actually. God, I hate Butterfree. Venomoth has Psychic at least, so it has a more powerful Psychic move, has better stats too. Beedrill having Twin Needle means it is good against poison Pokemon, so that would clear the Gengar pretty easy too. Need to revive some Pokemon. Revive you again? I was hoping we'd get through that a little cleaner so we'd have more full restores for the champion. Full restore Whipgrash because Whipgrash is going to be vital against Lance. More full restore, we'll use that on Koga. And we'll save the last one. Balloon Boy I have a specific thing in mind for. So first Pokemon that we're going to be running into with Lance. We'll actually put Big Dollar up front to fight the Gyarados. Even though I should really use the Victory Bell, we're going to do the same thing there with Sleep Powder, Growth. Unfortunately, because we don't have anything to restore PP, we can't rely on the Sleep Powder because we don't really have any. Which is a huge shame. Unless there's no way a full restore does PP in this game, right? No, it doesn't. Okay. Hello, Lance. I've come to fight you. We're just gonna slash. Because we're gonna be relying on the crit damage. I just need Persian to survive Hydro Pump and Hyper Beam. You would hit that hard with Hydro Pump because it is 128 base damage. And Persian doesn't really have any special stat to resist it. Okay, the cat tried to eat the giant fish. Unfortunately, the giant fish was a bit too giant. We're gonna switch to Big Boss here. It didn't affect enemy Gyarados. What do you mean my Arbok is faster than Gyarados, actually? row. We get Hyper Beam, that's it. A Hydro Pump, I think, if we were full health, we could survive. I don't know about this much health. Nope, Arbok isn't bulky enough. Worm. You pathetic bug. Go on, use that spite. Couldn't even finish a Gyarados in the red. Beedrill, I miss you. And I love you. Koga, I need you. It's fine. We can minimize. Not that I really need to, but we're going to minimize again. It's just going to sit there and raise its agility. Sludge it. That is some pretty hefty damage. Oh, thank you, Koga. You've hit level 58. Let's use Dragonair. That's okay. It's gonna sit there and do the same thing the other one just did. Aerodactyl, I would switch here. But since we've used Minimize a few times... Oh, that's not good. Okay, we actually have enough bulk on Koga to survive a Hyper Beam. Been poisoned. I'm gonna Minimize again. Although I know I should probably have maximized my, you know, damage output there. We're going to minimize again, so it's probably likely to keep on missing. And every time it misses, it's still going to take damage, and we're going to sludge it again. And we should be able to get through Lance. Aerodactyl is the only thing that can be an issue here. Oh, it's not an issue anymore. You would Hyper Potion it. Okay, it's used. We've seen all of its moveset here. We just need Lance to not heal it again, otherwise we just have to sit here and keep using Pound. I'm actually going to save some Sludge. And see if we can get through with the Pounds. Honestly, Muck being able to raise its evasion stat as opposed to reducing the enemy's accuracy, I think is what makes this much better than Wheezing. This is why I love moves that raise my stats, but I hate moves that lower the enemies. If we were just reducing its accuracy, we'd have to do that for every Pokemon that comes out. But because we can raise our evasion, we can sit here and just do this. You already go faster than me. Have a Sludge. Got really lucky with the poison there. I'm gonna start running out of offensive moves with Koga eventually. You probably are going to use a potion on this Dragonite, which means we get to sit through this again. Oh, barrier, very nice. Unfortunately, you're still poisoned, and then I'm expecting... Oh, we got it. I was expecting not to get the knockout there. Yeah, thank you very much. We're going to revive Big Boss. and Big Dollar. Fortunately, they're not going to have great health, but we'll take what we can get. I'm going to use the last full restore on... Oh... Big Dollar. So we know the first Pokemon we fight is a Pidgeot. So we could lead with Koga. The next Pokemon is probably Alakazam. I say we lead with Koga. I don't even want to know what it is you're about to do. Sky attack and you missed. Okay, Koga's set. It didn't affect. Poison gas, go. Introduce it to the wonders of toxic air pollution. Okay, well, it hit with a wing attack. Didn't do too much to us. Whirlwind doesn't do anything in combat. Gary, you're a genius. Okay, I'm gonna throw a sludge. Oh, that connected. Unfortunately, we're about to take it out. What I now need to be careful with is we're going to leave Koga out into the Alakazam. I'm going to try to damage this as much as I can. And we're going to rely on the minimize, trying to save Koga. Wow, never mind, we one-shot it. Muck, you're beautiful. So beautiful. Ground type. Not ideal. Yeah, that's... At least we got a poison out of it. That move is not going to connect. Are you rock, not ground? We gotta speed that up, we hit twice. For this, we're gonna switch into... Victory Bell? I'm gonna speed through the poison bits because we've seen how poison works. Hornjaw missed again. Okay, we're now out of offensive options on Muck. Well, no, we have one sludge left. After this, all I can do is minimize and wait for it to... Okay, we can poison gas to waste the turns. Come on. Down goes the Rhydon. Come on. You little... Come on, I know poison gas can get it. There we go. Now we're gonna have to sit here and burn everything down through, waiting for the poison damage. Since all we're doing is waiting, and either we go down or we don't, I might just speed through this bit, because, again, we're just waiting. We're gonna speed through it. This is... Yeah, this would have taken so long if I didn't have Turbo. Okay, next Pokemon is Arcanine. We might as well try to get as much out of Koga as we can at this point. Because again, we've set up so much evasion that... Never mind, Koga's out. We set up so much evasion, we got through most of that. The next Pokemon we need to go with is... Tempted to say Big Dollar. Big Dollar with a Slash should be good here. Ember's gonna hurt, but it's still a weak fire move, so it's not gonna hurt that much. Turns out, cats might be better than dogs. Cats are definitely better than dogs. We got the conclusive proof right here. And then we're gonna leave Persian out for Executor. Okay, we're okay. Even if we get to the full 5, we can still get another Slash. I want to point out that I think Big Dollar is doing as much damage with Slash as Barry was doing with the Flamethrower. If you don't heal it, we've won. We've still won as long as we can get another attack out. Worm, you're up. Please? I mean, that was kind of my bad. I thought we might be able to just edge the damage over just a little bit. Should have gone with a Tackle, to be honest, not a Psybeam. At least we've got a Confusion on it. Does Tackle deal that much more damage? No, Tackle deals about the same, so it's whichever one we're gonna go. We're gonna go with Tackle. I gotta hope Confusion helps us out here, and that the enemy hits themselves a few times. I could put them back to sleep, it would be the safer play. I do have another Revive. We could put it to sleep, and then get the Persian back. Then we're gonna try for it. Okay, there's the sleep. Woke up immediately. Sleep again. No. Come on. I just need you to... 1 HP in a dream. Come on. Thank you. You! Go to sleep and stay asleep. Three first turn wake-ups in a row. I am so glad starting in Gen 2 they got rid of this. That is slightly it's actually pretty frustrating. Big Dollar, I need you back. Because you move faster and you have Slash. Getting with the Psybeams here just because it deals about the same damage, we might get a Confusion out of it. Which if we do, that improves the chances that Persian can take this down. After this, there's only one Pokemon left, and then this little funny party manages to get into the Hall of Fame. Unfortunately, there goes Butterfree. Big Dollar. Blastoise. We need to remember that there is a grass move on this Pokemon, so what we're going to do is we're going to switch to Whip Rush. We're going to hope, and we need it to work. We're going to hope that Sleep Powder connects and puts Blastoise to sleep, then we're just going to Growth the entire time it's asleep. How is a giant... I mean, you're level 65, but how is a giant turtle faster? I need that sleep. Don't wake up straight away, please. Okay, we're now faster than the Blastoise. We're gonna keep on growthing. It's awake. See if we can get it asleep again. Oh! I don't want to go for another growth. We're gonna go for the Vine Whip. Good hit. I don't know if we used enough growth to survive a blizzard. We did. We're perfect. We're perfect. We've won. That's 2 Elite Four wins. We're gonna skip through all the text here and then go straight to the Hall of Fame. And then we're going to Cerulean Cave after I mess with the party order a bit. Thank you, Professor Oak. Please show me my... Oh, well, we'll look through this again in a second. I forgot this was automated. My bad. Big Boss, Butterfree. We'll look at the Hall of Fame again in a second. Go through this, go through this. I am pushing buttons, please. So, conclusion. I am better than the Elite Four, and I'm better than Team Rocket. I managed to use the Team Rocket staples. In a weird way, every Pokemon there was a Team Rocket staple. Hold up. Hold up. Apart from Butterfree. Muk, Persian, Arbok, Weezing. They are definitely... I had Weezing on backup, by the way, to do Explosion against the Blastoise in case we needed it. They're all typical, well-known Team Rocket Pokemon, but so is... James of Team Rocket has a Victory Bell. It's a recurring joke that James keeps getting eaten by the Victory Bell. So really, the Team Rocket party plus the Butterfree that's here just for fun, I guess, actually just wiped out the Elite Four. Do you insist on getting my way every single time? It's really upsetting. So is the fact that I just accidentally hit the turbo button when I didn't do. So, Cerulean Cave. There's one Pokemon there. We're gonna catch them. We'll do one last round against the Elite Four. And then that is it. That will be it. It might end up being a really short stream. Oh, I need to move these guys into Box 8 now. But first, we need to actually go see all of the Hall of Fame. Static's there. Barry's there. Boney. Black Flame. Dwayne. Red Alert. And then we have... Koga. Ads will arrive in about 55 seconds. Don't worry, we won't go through Cerulean Cave until the ads are finished. Welcome to the Elite Four Hall of Fame, Indigo Plateau Hall of Fame, whatever you want to call it. Koga. Whipcrash. Big Dollar. Big Boss. Worm. Balloon Boy. Let's change that box. Don't ask me why I picked box 8. I can't even figure out why I picked box 8. I'm gonna quickly speed through this as we get everybody. And then, I don't remember what box we were on where Bird Up was. I'm gonna assume box 1. We're gonna fly to Cerulean. Now, I need a specific set of Pokemon for this. I am pretty sure I need Battleship. Which means I need to find Battleship. I forget what you are. That makes a lot of sense. Is Battleship slot 6? Good thing the ads are arriving because we're going to be ripping through the boxes. Battleship is not here. That's a shame. Is Battleship box 11 then? No. Okay. Change it up again, change it up again. We're gonna go to box 12. Battleship, there you are. I also need Black Flame, which means, well, we need to change to box 8 anyway. Where, there's Black Flame right there. I also need... No, I need to go to box 11, but we'll go here anyway. I also need... Never mind, Hilton is right here. So, why these Pokemon? Very simple. I'm pretty sure I need... I say this, I've never set foot in Cerulean Cave myself, but I'm pretty sure I need strength for any puzzles that we might run into. We need Surf to get to Cerulean Cave. And then I also need Pokemon that can put someone to sleep. That are pretty quick. If you notice, the guard over there is gone. Gonna slowly walk over here. Remember the last time we came here? Man, I have really fond memories of Nugget Bridge. All the times we've come here to fight. I know how we're gonna end this. I know what we're gonna do as the final thing of the stream. I'm gonna chug some cranberry, because I need to. Okay. Do I still have a Max Repel active? I think I do. Well, I don't anymore. I would like my Max Repel, please. Actually, Max Repel is probably not going to be able to use. I accidentally hit my microphone, I apologize. It's probably not going to be able to use here. Okay, if you got caught by the ads, I believe they're over. They're done. We are heading on down. The guard is completely gone. We're going to go over this way and talk to the lovely lady that we never spoke to. She has been removed from existence. She's right there. She came to get her mushroom Pokemon. Oh no, I think I left Bird up in position 1. Level 31 Paras? Hi, you may not know who I am, but I am the twice champion of Indigo Road. Indigo Plateau, even Victory Road is there. And I hear you like Paras. I'm gonna show you something. I'm gonna show you my mushroom Pokemon. Please don't take that out of context. I'm gonna show you what they turn into. You have a Parasect? You know what? So do I. Here's mine. That's what it looks like from the front. Here's what it looks like from the back. Slash. Interesting that a slash from a Parasect doesn't take out one that's 26 levels beneath it. Cute mushroom Pokemon. Yeah, I know. Kara says sauteed Pokemon. Oh, no, it is just a site. A site full of paras. She came here for mushroom Pokemon. I don't know why she came here for mushroom Pokemon. They're all in Mount Moon, I think. We're going to put Battleship in position 1. And we're going to go get the actual last Pokemon of the game. So bear with me as I very carefully save. I have, again, never been in Cerulean Cave before, so this is going to be new to me. And I'm going to assume that we're going to have to push blocks around. Let's go up. Hello, Kadabra. 51. Hit it with the strength. Oh, this is going to be a maze. Venomoth? I probably actually do want to go get a Max Repel. I want to go get a Max Repel. Since we've seen all the Pokemon, we have no reason to level up. Thankfully, Birdup is still by here. I'm just going to go buy some. Cass says I want a few of them at least. Oh, yeah. No, I do. I thought we were going to run into Pokemon at like level 60, so I was like, we'll leave those there. But if it's going to be these, I'm going to get 10. Okay, the Pokemon are healed. Try this again. I pushed the wrong button. I am gonna turbo this a little bit though, just so we get back there a bit quicker. If I'm doing a whole lot of puzzle solving, hopefully 10 Max Repel is enough. Nope. No. We'll go buy those Max Repel again. I'm not fighting you until the end of the stream, my friend. You know what? Just in case, 15. Okay. Fly. Safety to overwrite Lewis one so we don't have to do those steps again. Okay, go higher up, over to the side. Oh no, it's a Kakuna, level 8. What will I do? Crush it like a bug. Okay. Surf. Overshot a little bit. Save, and... now we start demisting the place like it's got really bad spirits and we're here to perform an exorcism. I don't quite know if that tracks. Someone who is an expert in Vatican exorcism techniques, please let me know. I don't know if you just walk around with a Max Repel. I am actually in a maze. Oh no. Oh no. I gotta go right, because right feels right. PP up. Alright. Let's see. Now you may have some assumptions as to why, or what I'm going to do when I reach the final Pokemon. Are you gonna have a Tide? I'll take a Max Elixir. Oh, they really are just giving you a bunch of garbage right at the end. I don't know where I need to go. I don't know where I want to go. I don't know what is the right way. This doesn't feel like it. Okay, there's a ladder down there. There's a dead end over there. So, presumably I just go ladder to ladder to ladder. Anyway, you may have some assumptions as to what I'm going to do when we reach the final legendary. The assumption may be I'll use a Master Ball to catch it. The answer is no. That is only as a last resort. I am going to try to catch it with an Ultra Ball. Oh wow, yeah, you definitely need multiple here. Especially me, because I don't have an escape. I didn't get an escape rope. Wait a minute, haven't I been here already? On this pathway? There's an Ultra Ball. I know the ladder I need is probably to the right. But I want to go... Oh, no, never mind. It's to the left. It's this one over here, I think. Have I just navigated the right way from the word go? No, surely there's more to this place. Surely. Is there really not a strength puzzle? Uh-oh. Okay, no need to be alarmed. It's a level 65 Ditto. Run away. Wait. I took 3 steps. Chansey is probably a really rare pull. Cass says, wait. Yeah, it's a really rare pull. Didn't we have a repel on? You might not have been here when I explained how repels work, which is probably why you're confused. The repel works based off of the level of the lead Pokemon. So if the level with a max repel, it has to be... Oh, sorry. When you have a max repel, you cannot encounter Pokemon who are below the level of your Pokemon. So because we have a level... I should probably... Well, it doesn't really matter if we put Black Flame in front, although I guess we get to run away more often. If we run into a level 65, 66, 63, whatever, that can still happen. But if they're level 58... 55, 51, they can't. So this area where everything seems to be level 60 plus, we're gonna have problems. Which is why Black Flame is now in position 1, because we get to run away more often, I think. Pretty sure speed does dictate your run chance. The upside is that we managed to get through the maze. Hello, that is exactly what I'm looking for. Ladies, gentlemen, behold, Pokemon 150. We heard about them in Cinnabar Island. It is time for Mewtwo. Level 70, if I remember the rumors right. Yeah, you are. Here's where we need to get very lucky. I need Hypnosis to fire off. Please. There goes Black Flame. Mewtwo has an incredibly high stat set. It has the highest special stat in the game. And I did put a safety save in as we went into this. We will get Mewtwo, I swear it. But I just need to get to sleep. Now, thankfully, Paris has a, I believe it's 100% accuracy sleep move in the form of Spore. So now what we're going to do is, and this is where I mean by safety, right? If this thing wakes up before we get it in Ultra Ball, I throw a Master. but I would like to get it with an Ultra Ball. First ball. It was created by a scientist after years of horrific gene splicing and DNA engineering experiments. Do you want to give a new name to Mewtwo? I feel like the name has been pretty obvious this whole game as to what I'd call it. Truck 2. Look at that stat list. Now granted, if we get Alakazam near it, it'll be close. But this is still a horrifically powerful Pokemon. Which also, by the way, knows Barrier and Recover because it just does. And Swift because Swift never misses unless you can't be affected by it. Now, because we have a level 70 Pokemon, we can now just put that into position 1 and then leave. But with that, we have seen 151 Pokemon. We have captured 151 Pokemon. We had to horrifically, to the nth degree, use glitches that are reproducible on cart to do it. A few had to be traded. But every Pokemon, for the first time in my life, I have obtained a full Pokédex. And now, the rappel has worn off. Now we leave. We're going to fight the Elite Four one last... Well, we're going to go talk to Professor Oak. We fight the Elite Four one last time. And then we end on a fight very fitting for how this whole playthrough has been. I've shown Glitch City, I've shown the Trainer Fly memory access trick, I've shown Missing No, I've shown how to crash the game, I've shown how to manipulate things to cause other things to happen, I've shown how to trick the battle AI into doing suboptimal things that make the fight easier. I've shown tricks like using X accuracy to force an automatic hit with one-hit KO moves. There's been a lot that I've done here. I've even shown item duplication, and it's been fun. It's been really fun. I've really enjoyed showing off everything that I knew about this, and then seeing some things that I didn't. Honestly, I think I could just surf out of here, right? Could I have just surfed out the whole time? Probably. Has the repel's effect worn off? Certainly. I feel like it's been a very interesting playthrough. Either because of the technical things I've done, or because things have sometimes got a bit wrong, but we've recovered. Bird up, I need you to fly me to Indigo Plateau for one last time. I am going to put together a party. Now, it's going to be very funny if the party I put together can't beat the Elite Four, but it's what I'm going to go with. We're going to deposit Truck 2. I'm not using Truck 2. I'm not even going to use Battleship. Now, my party does use Black Flame. Because honestly speaking, Gengar is up there on my list of Pokemon I really do like. I am also going to need Rosalka. Okay, I got you. And then the next one I need is not in this box. People can probably guess which, at least one of the Pokemon that's making it into the party. We'll see them when we see them. I don't think it's any of you here. Freight, by the way. Oh, you are Ground Rock. Is our Rhydon. Problem is, I'm looking for a Pokemon at a time and not like everything on the list, so this might take a few seconds. Clam Cannon. I need you. I believe that puts me at 3. It does. Hey, Buzz. Two slots left. Where are you both? You're not in box 11. We've just been in box 11. Hey, car battery. Welcome back. The party I intend to beat the Elite Four with is, and we're going to do a quick rundown of this in a second, full, like, hey, here's the final set. In position 1, we have Black Flame. Gengar has already proven that they're very effective in the Elite Four. They were always my first choice. Well, not my first choice, but they were always going to be in the party. Because Hypnosis and Dream Eater is a hell of a combination. Hyper Beam helping to cover a little bit of its weaknesses. Rosalka. Beautiful, funny, rock-water Pokemon. With Hydro Pump, Absorb, admittedly we can TM that, and we are going to be TMing that, and Slash. Clam Cannon. Very durable Water Ice. With Clamp, Aurora Beam. Again, we're going to be fixing the move on this, we're going to give it Surf. Buzz, I've mentioned you already, and here you come. You soloed Sabrina, you're gonna solo fights here too. Twin Needle, Rage, backed up by Agility to give it the speed and that boost its damage stats so that we actually rip through whatever we run into. Car Battery. Got you at the beginning, we're bringing you out at the end. Thunderbolt, Growl, Thunderwave, Quick Attack. Thunderbolt because a bit more moves to it, but again, TMs will be fixed. And finally, Nidoking. Thrash, Rest, Horn Drill, Rock Slide. Again, there's a few TMs we're applying here. Which means I need to now dump my entire item inventory. Except the Master Ball. I have a plan for the Master Ball. Keep the Revive, keep the Full Heal, keep the... ditch the Max Repel. PP up could go in. Soak in the Nuggets. Okay. We're gonna pull every TM, and then we're gonna pull HMs as well. Actually, we'll pull the HMs first. HM2, I don't think that's Surf. Might be Surf. Speed through the confirmations just a little bit. TM15. Give me TM6. TM32. I haven't gone and collected any of the TMs I've missed, by the way, so whatever we have here is whatever we have. TM9, thank you. Okay, we're now full. Let's see what we've got. Rusalka already has Surf. Fun enough, I can learn Surf. Clam Cannon, you need it though. We're going to replace Clamp because Withdrawal boosts defense, and I've said it multiple times, I will say it again. Every time we raise our stats, we improve all of our other stats as well. So Withdraw here is going to help a lot. Up goes Clamp. In comes Surf. What are you? Fly. TM45 is Thunder Wave. No. Get rid of it. TM28 is Dig. Ah, I thought you would have been able to learn it. Get rid of it. Teleport. We don't need teleport. Get rid of it. TM18. Counter. Get rid of it. 39. Swift. Get rid of it. Try Attack. I don't think we have anyone who can learn Try Attack. Oh, Clam Cannon can. Interesting. Hyper Beam. Everyone is able to learn Hyper Beam. Do I want to teach it to myself? We're gonna get rid of Rest. Right, you'll try attack. Skull Bash is of no use here. Toxic can be learned by everybody. It's just one of those moves. Again, I don't want anyone here to learn it, but we won't get rid of it. Double Team improves evasion. No, we won't put it on Rusalka. Mega Drain. Remember 21 is Mega Drain for now. I don't want Takedown. Get rid of Takedown. In fact, yeah, we're going to go back to getting rid of moves I don't want. We're not going to use Try Attack. Toss it. I'm looking for very specific moves here, like Solar Beam. But I don't know if I have a spare Solar Beam. Toxic can stay. Double Team can stay in case I change my mind. Mega Drain, not yet. Dragon Rage. Pathetic move. Get rid of it. Psychic. Could give it a Black Flame. We're not going to. Okay, we want to withdraw the next set of TMs. 46. And 27. Probably helps if I look up a list so we can go through this quicker. Do want to withdraw the SS ticket. Admittedly, 47 is the last one, so we're good on that front. Psychic. Psywave. Fisher. Mega Kick. Submission. I don't have Solar Beam. Must have already given it to somebody. In that case... Interesting. You can learn Absorb, but you can't learn Mega Drain. You can, for some reason. Where was Double Team? 32? Teach Absorb for Double Team. Okay. I have now given out all the moves I want to give. Let's do this kind of fair like we did last time. We need 6 revives, 5 full restores. Okay, the final Elite Four. First Pokemon is going to be, you know it, you love him, it's Car Battery. Let's do this. Again, we'll be skipping through the text here because we've seen it before. We're going to go with a fun little Thunderbolt. Not quite enough. Okay, another Thunderbolt. About to bring out Cloyster. It's fine. It's gonna take a few Thunderbolts to get through it, but we can do it. Never mind! Slowbro. Buzz. I need you to agility. Special is greatly improved. Twin Needle, please. I was banking on it using Amnesia a second time. Twin Needle again, please. Might not be lethal. We're lethal. Jinx. Oh, we're so good. And finally, Lapras. The great durable wall that is the hostile battleship is going to be met with a 12-volt sealed lead-acid car battery. Go on, put it down. Crit hit. Must have hit the magazine. Okay. Leading it next time is going to be Clam Cannon. And we're going to switch out sometimes to Rusalka. Let's go through this again. Clam Cannon, I need you to treat this thing with a heavy amount of water. About to whip out the Hitmonchan. Rusalka might have a few issues here, but we'll go with it anyway. Give him the old slash. I would use double team here to improve our chances of not getting hits. You got a crit off of that. That's disgusting. I was going to say I would use it to improve, however, that thing can whip out a few different moves like Ice Punch or Thunder Punch, and it would actually cause a lot of problems for us. Turns out it's going to cause problems for us anyway. We'll bring Rusalka back after this. We're going to go with using Ice Beam. It's going to deal a good amount of damage because of the ice type we have. We're not going to worry about the Onyx. The Machamp, though, we're going to switch to Black Flame. No, actually, we're going to switch to Nidoking. Big beef against big beef. Didn't hit anywhere near as hard as I was hoping. That was worth a shot. You have Fissure? That's a shame. Thrash. It said that we are unaffected because we move faster than Machamp. One of the checks that one-hit KO moves have in Gen 1 is if the opponent is faster than you, you cannot connect. Unless you have X accuracy, in which case I think that gets around it. Okay, we need to bring back Rusalka. And then we're going to full restore you, and we also go to full restore Clam Cannon. Okay, leading the charge next time is going to be Buzz. Buzz, I think, is going to be able to solo, depending on our luck. It should be able to solo Agatha. We just need to not get put to sleep. And again, we can take a hit of Nightshade. Twin Needle. A second Twin Needle is needed, but we're good. The issue is going to be we won't be able to get through the other Gengar without doing some massive improvements. Alright, you have Wing Attack. I forgot you pick up that. That's my bad. Rusalka. Okay, we could be in for a bit of damage here. We're going to use double team again. Kind of doing the same thing we did with Muck the second time through. Kind of hate how you got that confused rate to land. We're going to have to go with Surf. Hydro Pump has a chance to miss, and I don't want to run the risk of missing if we somehow bypass not getting hit by Confusion. Here comes the Golbat. We're just going to slash it. So far, we're doing okay. I'm going to take this time to bring Buzz up now. And we're going to full restore Buzz as well. I'm not going to switch into Buzz for the last fight. Drops my defense, but raises the rest of my stats. Glad you didn't get that glare to go through. I probably should use another double team at the start of the Gengar. We're going to do it. We're going to use another double team. Full heal to wipe out that poison, please. And then we're going to go straight for a Hydro Pump. Hits way harder than Surf. More chance to miss, but oh, that did that much. We need to go with Surf then. I have used double team 4 times. How are you still landing things like this on me? How? We got a crit at least. Luckily, never hit myself in my own confusion. Of course, because I said that and then we didn't wipe out the Gengar. Here we go. Wait. Hold on, something just occurred to me. Can Cloyster learn Psychic? No. For some reason I thought they could. Okay, Lance is up next. We need to have Car Battery in position 1. And then we'll figure out the rest as we go. So, Gyarados being water flying means that Electric here is going to do an absolute fiendish amount of damage. Down goes Gyarados. Dragonair. You already know how this is going to work. I'm going to agility. It is going to agility. I'm going to agility. It's going to agility. I don't think I can do it again. Yeah. Free hits for days. Let's use another Dragonair. This one hasn't been sped up. Not that it would have mattered, we still would go way ahead of it anyway. One Twin Needle. Second Twin Needle. Right, now we have the Aerodactyl to worry about. I'm confident in Buzz being able to deal with this. We're going to use Rage, although I probably shouldn't. Okay, we might get knocked out of Rage with the Confusion. Never mind. Buzz took itself out. Buzz wasn't going to do any great work there anyway. Rusalka. Drown it. Let's use a Dragonite. May I introduce you to the premier anti-dragon platform known as the Clam Cannon. With Ice Beam. Oh, that's cute. That's cute. You think that's going to help you? You're dragon and flying, my friend. Ice is going to wreck you for days. Down you go! Goodbye, Lance. We need to bring back Buzz. And then we go to full restore everybody. First Pokemon we're dealing with is going to be Pidgeot. Clam Cannon is going to be dealing with Pidgeot. Or Pidgeot, however you choose to say that. Ice Beam. You wasted your turn with a Whirlwind. Fortunately, you're gonna do like no damage to this thing. It's fully stacked on defense. Down goes Pidgeot. Alakazam is up next. The problem here is I don't have Buzz prepped and ready for an Alakazam. You know who I do have ready, though? You should be able to take a hit. I might be wrong in my assessment. Yeah. That is a shame. In that case, we're gonna go with Rusalka. I was hoping you'd be on like 10, 15 health at the end of it, and then the Hyper Beam would have wiped the Alakazam. But of course it whipped out the very nasty Psychic to begin with. We can bring Nidoking back, but we don't have a way to heal it because I... So you could have whipped out a Psybeam instead, but you didn't. Even... Oh, okay, you got a crit. I was gonna say, even that got around it. Let's finish messing around with this. We're lucky it didn't recover. About to bring out a Rhydon. Clam Cannon can take a hit from it. Do I need Resulk of anything? No. Because Clam Cannon can actually just sit here and take out the next two Pokemon. Executor being part grass, remember that grass doesn't like being frozen all that much. Five damage, that's all you've got? Really? I'm gonna withdraw here to boost the stats a little bit. 4 damage. Bye-bye. Okay, time for the last Pokemon. Blastoise, I could honestly stick with Clam Cannon. But... Nidoking is a bad idea. They'll get wiped out by Blizzard or by Hydro Pump. We're gonna go with Car Battery. Good crit. And with that, turns out my party idea was actually pretty good across the board. Sure. We didn't get to see Black Flame, but we saw Black Flame in the first party set, and they cleaved their way through. Okay, I need to remember this is automated this time when we get up to the Hall of Fame. Then there's only one thing left to do. The true final boss of Pokemon Red. Look at him. Our 3 parties, we went 3 for 3 and we won every time. Cass says Black Flame MVP. Black Flame, as much as the Gengar doesn't get a really good moveset in this game, they fixed that in 2. The Gengar line is so much better in 2, it's not even funny, but even in this game, a Hypnosis Dream Eater is a dangerous combination. I kind of wish we could get more out of the Nidoking, I'll be honest, but we did what we did. If I didn't want to keep Thrash, we could have replaced that with Surf. We could have then used Nidoking against... My Pokédex is entirely complete. Congratulations. I know we probably said that message a few times before. But... yeah, there were some improvements I could have done. For some reason I could have sworn that Cloyster does get Psychic. Let me quickly check to see why I thought that. Is it like a Gen 2 thing? For some reason I remember it... I guess I remember using Psychic on it. It could learn Teleport? Funky. Oh well. Clearly, I'm misremembering it. Completely incorrect. I must have been using Psychic on it. 151 Pokemon, 8 badges. I have done everything. Hey, Professor Oak. Good to see me. How's my Pokédex coming along? 151 seen, 151 owned. It's entirely complete. Congratulations, you already said that. I don't think you actually get anything here. Yeah. Cool. So it doesn't look like we get anything for 151 Pokemon. Unfortunately, there's no final message, there's no extra thing. I don't have a Pokemon that can fly. I'm not fighting a random Pokemon. We are going to do the final fight. Did I put all my... I did it again. I put all the max repels in the... Hey, Nidoking, go up front. But, anyway, the true final fight. Given how this playthrough has been... I bet you're going to walk in front of me. No! We're going to get a random fight, though. Nice to see you. Get hyper beamed, kid. Goodbye. Given how this playthrough has been and how crucial one individual was to it, I feel it's only fitting to release them from their eternal torment. For hours upon hours, they've been wanting to fight me. And every time they've tried to, reality broke just a little more. Ads arriving in 55 seconds. I'm going to get up there, we're going to do the fight, and then... I don't know what else there is really to do. There is nothing to do. We got all the Pokemon. Every single one. As again, I was expecting some sort of speech or something for getting all 151, but... unfortunately, not gonna happen. In you all go. I need to now change this to box... I'm gonna go box 6. I think that's where you are. You're not in here. You're in box 11! Or 12, but we're gonna go with 11. Hello, truck. But yes, most of this playthrough could not have been done without one very helpful individual. Very helpful person. They helped us get a early Cubone. A Staryu that we never used. Admittedly, there's a lot of Pokemon we never used. And they're all the way over here in Cerulean City. Actually, I know what I can do during the ad break. Which is going to be very confusing for the people not caught by the ads. Would you look at that? It's a level 4 Rattata. I simply must have it. Top 1, and I don't have a percent. Say hello to the top 1% of Rattata. Now we can go. But yes, as I gave it a little bit of a recap after we caught Mewtwo, we caught... or we've done a lot of reproducible on the cartridge glitches, tricks, exploits. We've duplicated items, caught Pokemon we shouldn't have been able to catch at certain points of the game. We've been to a place full of garbage data. We've managed to fight a trainer that should not be. We stole all the safari Pokemon and we put them in the ocean and we fought them for fun. What else have we done? Oh yeah, there was the one-hit KO thing with the Executor. There's making Lance look like an absolute fool! An idiot! I bet he couldn't even beat Team Rocket by himself. Probably can't anyway. And then... what else? Oh, the item duplication. True. Did sort of manifest itself across my inventory. That might be why I don't have a Solar Beam anymore, by the way, is that it probably replaced a Solar Beam and I never realized. There's been a few things. Quite a few things that we've done. But in all that time, we've had one helpful companion. Very crucial. When we tried the Old Man glitch, using Viridian's Old Man and flying to Cinnabar Island, that didn't quite go to plan. That had a few issues. But you know who was there? Do you know who helped us in our time of need? Well, we had to see a missing note to be able to show how to have infinite rare candy. You know who it was? I know who it was. I've never forgotten. You. You saw my feet from the grass. Hello, Junior Trainer. You helped me get this Pokemon in the first stream, and I'm going to use this Pokemon to release you from eternally trying to fight me, and then me vanishing, disappearing every time. A figment of your imagination, a creature that you had no comprehension of. Maybe today you'd run into me. Maybe next week you'd run into me, but here we are. It's finally time. Be free. I release you. We don't have to try to fight anymore. You hid because the people on the bridge scared you. I understand. It's only fair. Hey, Mom. gonna go upstairs and play on my Nintendo Entertainment System. Sorry, my Super Nintendo Entertainment System. Fortunately, you can't go into bed in this game. I think you might be able to in Gen 2, but you definitely can in Gen 3. But there's nothing left. We have fully finished Pokemon Red. What a fun adventure we had. Becoming a cosmic horror that destroyed and bent reality. I wonder when we're going to see this character again. Probably won't be for a while.